What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today, we're back for round 2 on the good old Chrysler Prowler that just got back from the body shop, having all the custom paint and dents and dings fixed from hitting a deer, and it's supposed to have been a wonderful and great experience, and unfortunately, as you guys saw in the last video, we've had anything but a good experience after getting this car back. In fact, it's so bad I haven't even been able to drive it. And that's because I don't have any working lights. It gave you a choice of, if you turn on the headlights, you have no parking lights. If you turn on the parking lights, you have no headlights. And as we started digging into it in the previous video, we found a bunch of really hacked up wiring that the body shop did when they deleted the bumpers. The sad thing is there's actually a delete kit made for this that's plug and play. So previously, there would have been a big hole somewhere around here, okay? It would have been unsightly with the bumpers removed. This kit fits over that hole, makes it all look really nice. It has the parking light and turn signal in it, and it's plug and play. The wires go right through, and it plugs into the factory wiring harness, which unfortunately is now hacked to pieces because the body shop decided to do their own wiring, install these little nubs instead of doing the right thing and putting the right parts on. And now I can't even buy, it'd be great if I could just buy the piece that's designed for this delete kit, but I can't because what they did is where there used to be a giant hole here, they actually put another piece behind here and epoxied basically like this whole thing back together so that it looks like one piece. Now, we could cut it out to make room for that piece, but by doing so, you're going to crack the paint and clear coat, and it's all going to start just flaking and falling off eventually. So we can't do that either. The parts to do this right are $600. It's expensive, I get it, but if you had called me and said, hey, we can either hack up your wiring and put some panels to fill this thing in, and then drill a hole and put some little nubs on, or we can charge you $600 to get the right parts and do it the right way without cutting anything up, I would have paid $600 all day. For a car like this, are you kidding me? I'd have paid $600 all day, every day, and twice on Sundays. I absolutely would have. Now, I started kind of looking over the car a little bit more, and I noticed some things that I didn't point out in the previous video, and it's really frustrating. You see this bracket here? That's not hooked to anything, and it's just laying here. The worst part is there's a broken piece that goes to my grill. Yeah, right there, that's broken. And they just left it. And this is just that's all right, because the other one is also broken. Right here? Yeah, it's broken, and the piece that was on the grill is also broken off as well. So that's nice. Lots of broken pieces and stuff just hanging around. And we got the hacked up wiring. That's really nice. And I didn't show this in the previous video, but I've been noticing things. There's a screw missing that goes here. And then, of course, this screw that holds this in right here, it's not even tightened down. So the whole grill is just loose. And there's more. There's more. There are pieces underneath this panel right here that hold all this stuff in place. And some of the hardware is missing, and some of these pieces aren't even attached anymore. I don't know what's going on with all that, but we're going to have to get in there and fix that. From the hacked up wiring, we're also missing the cover. There's supposed to be a weatherproof cover that goes on this. It's gone. This was left wide open and exposed to not only the elements, but if anything metal were to touch this, oh boy, you're going to cause a problem. This should be on here like this, but they left it off as well, so that's really nice. We found a blown fuse and another fuse that doesn't, I'm not even sure that's supposed to be a 25, but they had it like plugged in sideways and just all messed up there. And then this part really gets me too. I noticed when I was, oh, is it power? That's a power. Let me plug in the battery. This is very, all of this is quite frustrating. For obvious reasons, I think. I mean, let's pop this. There we go. Okay, so I was talking yesterday about changing the lights, and the third brake light, which sits up here, over to LED, and I was like, wait a minute, how do you even get to that? And then I just stuck my hand down here. I didn't even think about it. There's clips that are supposed to, there's clips that go here, here, here. All of these clips are missing. They're gone. So that you could get to, guess what? The third brake light. But guess what? The third brake light, you see it's bolted on. You've got a nut there. You've got one there, but then you're missing one right there. And then you got another one over there for a total of 4 that hold it on, but one of them is missing. Oh, this is nice. This is the piece that's missing from under the car. This is further proof that this stuff was not broken when they got the car. You see this gap right here? These pieces go underneath. They are riveted to the car, and then there's nuts that screw in to hold the fender to this little fork piece right here. Well, the rivet's gone. They have the piece because this was not in my trunk before. Okay, this was never in my trunk. So that they just threw it back there and didn't bother fixing it. So that's nice. They lost the clips. They lost a bolt. They lost some of the pieces that hold this together. And then the one of the big ones for me, they broke this. Okay, this was not broken when I sent it to them. Now all the tabs are completely broken off of it as well. And that's before we even get into the fact that my lights don't work. So here's what I did. I watched some of my old videos yesterday because I don't want to blame somebody for something that they didn't do. Okay, that's the last thing I want, is to blame somebody for something they didn't do. So I thought maybe when I hit the deer, maybe it messed up my lights in some way, and I just don't remember it. Well, thankfully, I film everything. And when I hit the deer, I got out with Monkey Wrench Mike, and we walked around the car. We're filming the damage to the hood and other things. And guess what? I had my hazard lights on with my headlights on. All my lights were working properly. All of them. Every light was working, flashing like it was supposed to. And I noticed something else. Yesterday when I was filming, these corner lights did not light up. Watch this. Let me show you. Let's turn on the lights. Right? These lights light up. These corner lights don't. Those light up. This lights up. This corner light doesn't. I watched the video from when I hit the deer. It was at night. These were lit. These lights were on. So all of this stuff, and this car never drove after the day I had the accident. I drove it the rest of the way into town. I drove it home, and I parked it, and then I trailered it up to them. And these dim lights, these were working properly. They were nice and bright. Now they're not. All of my lights, see this one also, really dim, like there's something wrong, like something's disconnected, something's not right. So even though we've already torn this car completely apart in the previous video, replacing what I thought was a faulty headlight switch, turned out wasn't the switch at all. I spent the money and took the time to tear all this apart for absolutely nothing. We get to tear even more apart because now we got to remove these taillights and try to figure out, did they put the bulbs in? Are there connections that are missing or cut or deleted? I don't know. We've got to take this panel off as well because we're going to check and make sure nothing is pinched or spliced or cut under here. So that's more work that we have to do. There's a lot of work to do today. And on that note, we have some new parts. Okay? Thank God for Amazon Prime. Number one, this is a flasher relay for the turn signals. I think this will fix the issue of the hyper flashing. All right, they chopped up all the wiring under the hood. They added this weird load resistor that didn't. I don't know. Let's turn the power off. And this, it's a 5 connector. I think this just yeah, it just pops out. No big deal. And then you replace it with this one. Of course, you got to make sure that it's all going the right way. I think it goes this way. Let's try it. Come on. Get in there. Get in the hole. There we go. All right, now, with any luck, there we go. Flashers flash normally. Ah, my flashers are working with the headlights on. Yes! Or wait. No, they're not. No, they're not. Nope. They're not. These are all messed up. Yeah. Great. Son of a gun. I thought we had it. Now, again, with the headlights off, we have solved the issue. Okay? With the headlights off, the flashers are working like they're supposed to. They're even bright over here, too. You see what I mean? And I've got the nubs disconnected. I don't even know what we're going to... I haven't even figured... I can't even think about that right now. So, again, we're having technical difficulties here. Let's plug the key in. Let's turn off the flashers. Let's plug the key in. Let's see what the turn signals do. All right. Turn signal works. Turn signal works. Great. Let's turn the headlights on. Now the headlights on. No. Doesn't work. Either one of them. For whatever reason, when you turn on the headlights, nothing works. So we've partially solved the problem because at least now we have headlights and parking lights, but then the turn signals don't work and the flashers don't work, and I don't know why. I don't know why. So this is why we're gonna have to continue tearing in. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna take this apart. I'm gonna pull the tail lights out, and we're just gonna start checking over everything. I have two twin packs of 9 005/HB3s. These are 6,500 Kelvin. Okay, so nice bright white. This car uses dims and brights. All 9 005s. I'll show you how to change those later. These are 3157s. I've got a twin pack and a twin pack. We're going to use one pack for the brake lights. We're going to use one pack for the reverse lights. Then these are 168s/194s, a pack of 10. We're going to replace, hopefully, the third brake light. I'm hoping has the same size lights. We're going to replace the license plate lights. We're going to replace the side marker lights. We're going to replace the corner lights. Do I even have enough? That's 2, 4. Yeah, we'll see if I bought enough of these. If not, I can order some more. But that's what we got on the agenda today. And at the end of the day, the main thing is getting my turn signals and my lights all working the way they're supposed to, then buttoning the car back up and being done with it. And from that point, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm really angry. There's so many broken pieces missing. There's a lot of work that I have to do now that I didn't know I had to do until I started tearing into this. Well, it didn't take long to uncover some more issues. It's not that big of a deal, but I mean, when you start adding up all the little things, it starts becoming a pretty big deal. Okay, I got this taken off, and I don't see anything immediately that looks like, something's wrong. But while I was down here like this, I looked up and I saw some ripped foam, and I was like, what is that? Oh, there used to be some kind of foam here. Right here, it's all ripped off. Well, they probably had to rip it off to get to the bolts. Well, take a look at this, guys. That bolt right there is not the same as this bolt right here. Okay, those are two completely different bolts. And the best part is if I can get you down here, take a look at this. Hand tight. Literally, I can loosen this and tighten it with my finger. That's not even tight. Are you serious? How about the other one? No, that one's not tightened either. Look at that. That one's completely loose. See, these two bolts are the same. Now, let me put this light down so you guys can see. That one is tight, but this one, look, I can move the washer by hand. Oh, that's like it doesn't even fit. I'm getting madder and madder and madder. And all this, and I know the paint job looks great, right? I know the paint job looks great. And part of me is sitting here going, that place is a paint and body shop. They're not an electronics shop. They're not in the habit of customizing and installing electronics and wiring, which is why you shouldn't do it. If you don't know what you're doing, you shouldn't be doing it, especially on some unique and rare car. You shouldn't, screw that. You shouldn't do it at all on anybody's car. It's not right. But as a body shop, a place that does body and paint, wouldn't you expect higher quality work? This car, according to them, was supposed to showcase what they're capable of, how good they can do things, when they really put their heart and soul into it. And I'll be honest, paint, the color's beautiful, man. And this camera is not good. There's a crack. There's a crack. No. Yeah. There's a crack. You see it? That's a crack in the nose cone. Supposedly the nose cone was reworked. That was supposed to be fixed. There's a crack in it. The more I'm getting into this, the more I just want to get rid of this car. There is trash in the paint. I'm sure you can see it, like right there. Surely you can see that trash. And it's like that. There's like some fish eyes right there. As I move around, you can clearly see that there are a lot of imperfections in this. Look, there's a bubble. That's a big bubble right there. And a ton more trash right there. I decided to get my good camera, my iPhone, out to really show you, because you're not going to get the detail from the GoPro or whatever. All right, take a look. Do you see the trash in the paint? Now, the paint itself is beautiful. I love the color. But, like, look at this. Look, now you can see it. Do you see all that? They told me that they sanded this thing, hours and hours and hours. This thing was sanded down. Look at that. This, according to them, they told me this was a $25,000 paint job. All right, look at that. $25,000. And I was like, wow, man, that's honestly amazing. And I was very appreciative. And because I just took them at their word and trusted them, I didn't get up close and actually look at it like I'm looking at it. But look at this. I mean, guys, and the whole car is this way. This is not a show car, okay? And I didn't ask for a show car. That's the other part. Look here. You don't even have complete paint coverage. Same thing here. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Now, some people are going to say I'm nitpicking. And you're right. I am at this point. At this point, I am. You got overspray. More overspray. Yeah, I am kind of nitpicking. Oh, holy. I'm not nitpicking here, though. That's red paint. That's from the pinstriping. That's red paint. Oh, there's red paint up here, too. Look at this. Red paint from the pinstriping up there, and it's also down here as well. Yeah, it would be fair to say that at this point, I'm nitpicking on the car. And the reason is because I'm just finding so much. I'm finding so much that's not right. It's got me questioning everything else now. And now I'm pissed. I'm absolutely pissed. Look, at the end of the day, I paid $5,000 for the paint and body work. So, am I mad about the paint work? No, man. Okay, so it's got some trash in it. It's whatever. I'm pointing it out only because I'm so pissed off about everything else that now it got me really looking at my paint job. That's the only reason I'm pointing any of this out. Because I'm going to tell you something. If you came in there, if you saw my video, look at this. If you saw my video and you went to them and said, hey, I want to spend $10,000 on a paint job, and you got it back, and it was looking like, look, there's red on the blue on the fender there, and you got it back looking like this, I don't think you'd be very happy. You know what I mean? Thankfully, I did not spend that kind of money, okay? So I'm not mad about the bubbles. Look at the trash. And like I said, the whole paint job is this way. Beautiful color, looks great when you're walking by, but if you really started looking this car over and checking it out, man, you would be sorely, sorely disappointed. Like I said, I don't care that there's imperfections in the paint. It is what it is. I'm pissed off about all the wiring and the fact that they took on a project that I don't believe they were capable of doing. Now back to the other camera. And because they took on a job that they really were not equipped to handle, I ended up spending 3 months on a job that should have taken, I was told, 5 weeks. And I paid $5,000. And I'm left with a wiring disaster. A car that I'm literally having to take back apart. Everything that they took apart, I have to take it apart because I've got to figure out what they did wrong. The icing on the cake is just being told that I got a $25,000. That's what I was sold. I was sold on a $25,000 paint job. This is not a $25,000 paint job. So the work that I was given does not match what I was told I was getting. You just take all of this into consideration and it just pisses you off. It pisses you off that, yeah. Anyway, let's get on to taking the taillights out. I'm going to pray to God something is disconnected back here. They forgot to plug something else in. I have got so much work to do to get this car back together now. Work that I didn't plan on doing, that I shouldn't have had to do. Labor, which is time. Videos that this was never part of my schedule. Now it is. And now I've got to figure all of this out. And before you ask, why don't I send it back? Are you serious? Send it back? Number one, it's 3.5 hours from here. I already drove 3.5 hours there, 3.5 hours back. Then I went 3.5 hours there, picked up the car, 3.5 hours back. And a lot of you are like, you should send it back. 3.5 hours there, 3.5 hours back. If this is what I can expect by sending it back, I don't want it. I don't want it. I literally asked them when the project went way over time, way over the time that I allotted to have this job done. And I told them from the very beginning, I need this done quickly. You know, I said it, and I didn't ask for these graphics. I didn't ask. I said, y'all have fun, showcase what you can do as long as you can get it done by a certain date. They guaranteed me to be done. It took twice as long to get it done, which put me in a serious bind that I'm not even going to get into. It was not cool. I waited extra long, and this is what I get for my patience and for the $5,000. I told them, please just paint it silver. He even mentioned in his video, Randy kept asking us to paint it silver, and I was like, no, man, we can't do that. I thought I was the customer, right? There's nothing I could do about it. They already had my car, and they already ripped it apart. There's nothing I could do about it at this point. I told them, please, I need this car back quickly. And it was like, yeah, we're running behind. I was like, that's fine. A couple weeks is fine, but I need it back. I said, why don't we just paint it silver? Let's just call it a day so I can get my car back to save myself from this major headache that I was getting ready to face. And they didn't listen to me. When I saw the car, when I first saw it roll out, the beautiful paint, all that was real. The look on my face, that was all real, man. Because, damn, I still, and I'll say right now on video, she looks damn good, man. She looks damn good as long as you don't get too close. As long as you don't get too close. As long as you don't pay attention to all the missing bolts, nuts, clips, pieces that aren't secured. Hood, the hood. The freaking hood has half of the bolts holding it on are loose. As long as you don't pay any attention to that, the wiring job and everything that doesn't work anymore that used to work, yeah, it's a great job, man. Yeah, I'm satisfied. Y'all ready for this? I've gotten in here and I kind of gone ham, tearing out all the lights and stuff. And see, there's some things that I just don't know what was done at the shop and what may have already been done to the car. Now, as far as the damages and stuff go, I've got that figured out. I've taken all the lights out of the car, with the exception of the side marker lights and the third brake light. I'm going to get to that third brake light here in a little bit. But here's what I find interesting. I took all the lights out. And remember, these corner lights used to work. Now they don't. Here we have incandescent bulbs for the reverse lights. All right. I took the license plate lights out. I took all of this apart, and take a look, all right? Everything is apart, and this is, even the headlights, I took everything out. Now remember, before the car went to the shop, my lights and turn signals all worked perfectly, and they shouldn't have. If they were all replaced with LEDs, they should not have worked because this is a factory Mopar Chrysler turn signal flasher. There's no way. If these lights had all been LEDs when I took the car to them, this would not have worked properly. At a minimum, my lights would have been flashing tick, 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 like it's got a bulb out, right? You have to replace the flasher module with an LED compatible one to get everything working properly. So this is what I found in all of my sockets. We have the dims. These were in the dim sockets. And then we have a different set, a mismatched set of brights. But these are the same bulbs, guys. They're 9005s, I think, or 90, yeah, whatever. These are the same, but they're mismatched. In the brake lights, I found LED 3157s. In the corner lights, I found these LED 168/194s. In the license plate lights, I found these 168/194s, which are also different. All these are different. And then in one of the side marker lights, we had this. And in the other side marker light, I'll show you because it's literally still here, we had this, an incandescent bulb. So there's been a lot of mixing and matching, and I'm just, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't see anything wrong with my wiring. The wiring on the car looks fine, aside from what got chopped up here, which is no longer connected. All right, it's all this stuff has been cut out temporarily until I can figure out what the hell's going on with the rest of this. So now I guess my job is to start plugging in all my new lights. Okay, I've got all my new bulbs, new 3157s. I'm not going to mess with the headlights yet. I'll do those last. Those aren't important. We're going to do these. We're going to replace all of them with matching lights. Same thing with the 3157s. We're going to come back. We're going to cross our fingers and hope that replacing the bulbs resolves this issue. Time to find out if things are any better. We might just possibly be getting somewhere if we can get some of this stuff working. All right? Turn on the lights. Okay. Got a nice bright LED right there. Okay? Oh, yes, perfect. This is what I was thinking. Now, this is the corner light that goes back here, okay? That was not working previously. It's working now. The 3157 is working. I haven't changed these out yet. Those are just the reverse lights. License plate lights are working. That's great. That's great. These bulbs before were like a blue color. They looked absolutely hideous. They looked like a teenager's car. You know what I mean? Same thing here. The corner light that didn't work before is now working. The 3157 is working. We're on to something, guys. Maybe it could have been just faulty, crappy bulbs. I don't know. This one is working. And of course, these little nubs on the front are still disconnected. So the next question is signals. That's a good question. Because as soon as we turn the key on, I'll be damned. It works. It works. The signals work. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, and right signal. Oh my goodness, what a pain in the ass. Working. And working. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I can't tell you how happy I am right now. Honestly, the chasing of all of this. So now, okay, we've got, now of course the headlights aren't on. I mean, the headlights are on, but I don't have any bulbs installed. So let's put the headlight bulbs in and just make sure that with our new LED headlights installed, we don't have an issue. I don't think we will. There should be no reason why these should cause us any problems. Okay, let's hook up the battery. Again, this is, I've already got the ignition on. Yes, I do. I noticed, looks like something's cracked down here too. I don't know if you guys can see this. Right there. Do you see that right in the center of your screen? Right there where the light's at. You see those cracks? They go all the way up. All the way up and down. I'm telling you, the more I look, the worse it gets. Let's hope we have working headlights. Those were honestly kind of a bear to get in. Let's take a look, because before we had blue headlights, and I just don't see the point in blue headlights. Oh, look at that. We have nice, beautiful, brilliant white headlights. That's what I like to see. Now let's try the brights. Oh, yeah. Good working brights as well. Take a look. Woo! Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. All right. And we got all the lights on now. Do we have working? We do. They work now. They still work? Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Other side. Yep. Hazards. Okay. We're back. Guys, we're back. We did it. We did it. Okay. Let me give you guys a recommendation. If you're ever going to swap out to LED lights, and honestly, I think that's what they did. I think the body shop went and threw some LED lights in my car to try to give it a little extra pizzazz, you know, and I appreciate that. I actually do. But somewhere along the line, things got sideways here, okay? You got to change the module, number one. That's common knowledge. Let me set you guys down. I'm going to push the brake and put it in reverse. Okay, let's check to see if we have working reverse lights. Yes, we do. Don't worry, I've got the e-brake on. Reverse lights are functioning properly. God, these lights are bright. That only leaves digging into the trunk area here and pulling off that third brake light, which I'm going to go ahead and do. Oh, you got to have the... Oh, it's got to be in park. There we go. Makes sense. Makes sense. I got you. Got to be in park. Okay. Lights are off. Come on. Car is off. Disconnect the battery yet again because working on electrical stuff. And finally, guys, after tearing all this down, we are to a point now where we can make a decision on the nub lights. I don't know, man. So here's what I'm talking about. Okay, we now have working lights and signals. Everything works without these. I don't need these anymore. So the question that I have for you guys is, we have a couple options. Number one, we can plug this back in, because otherwise, honestly, where I'm at right now is we're gonna have a freaking hole, and that doesn't look good. I mean, these don't look good either. But I also don't want just a gaping hole in there. The only other option is to get a plug and try to plug it, and that's not going to look right either. So we could put these nubs back, and then the question is, do we use these as parking lights or as turn signals? You can't have both. Unfortunately, these lights are one or the other. You cannot have the parking lights on and the turn signals on. I tried it, and it didn't work. Give me a second, I'll plug this up, and I'll show you what I mean. All right, so I've got all the lights on, okay? And you can see we have a parking light here, right? It works great as a front parking light. This is your turn signal wire, the yellow one. If you connect it to the turn signal line, the turn signal wire, the light goes out. You cannot have, for whatever reason, you can't have both of these connected at the same time and have a working parking light. Now, with that said, if I can get this to hang on there for a minute, watch this. All the lights are on, everything is still connected, but watch what happens when I turn on the left turn signal. Now we have, honestly, a pretty cool looking amber turn signal. That, by the way, is required by law. I mean, yes, I should have a parking light up here, but at the same time, if I've got my parking lights on, most likely I have my headlights on. Most likely. Not always, but most likely I'll have my headlights on. So you'll see the headlights, and at least I'll have nice, bright, amber-colored turn signals. That I could make work. Or, alternatively, you disconnect the turn signal, and you have parking lights that sit right here. I'm gonna ask you guys, like, honestly, what are your thoughts? You don't get both, unfortunately. This is the hand that we have been dealt. This is the decision that we have to make. We either get bright parking lights or we get front turn signals. And I'll be quite honest with you, I'm leaning towards turn signals. I would rather people be able to see and there are going to be amber lights on the side of the fender there that should still be visible from the front, okay? And they'll be super bright because of the LEDs. So you should still be able to see those if I only have my parking lights on. But I think more importantly is people being able to see clearly from the very front of the car which direction we're turning. And honestly, I love the look of that amber, but the bright white that was shining out of the front, I just didn't care for that. Not to mention, parking lights are not supposed to be white, they're supposed to be amber, and so are the turn signals. So at least this way, we're keeping things somewhat legal. Let me redo all of this, and I'm going to do it the right way. There's two ways that I can reconnect all of this horrible wiring, and that is, number one, I can use my soldering iron, which I have some solder, I have a soldering iron, and then my splicers, or, this is the other option, Nick got these for me. I love my son. I do. Nick, I know you don't watch my videos because they're boring, but thank you, son. He got these for me, and he's like, I hope you like them. I was like, dude, are you kidding me? I love these. These are awesome. So here's what I'm going to do. If you're interested in these, or, honestly, these Oxito lights, let me tell you something. Guys, don't mix and match LEDs. Please, don't go and grab some of these and then some of these and then one of these and then two of these. Don't mix and match LED lights, okay? These things can be very temperamental. Get everything matching. They're not expensive. I think I paid like, I don't know, $20 for each set of headlights. The 10-pack of these was, I don't know, like $14, $15. The 3157s are, I don't know, $12, $13. They're not expensive. Just get a matching set. So what I like about these is that these are watertight. All right, and I don't have to solder. The solder is actually in the center. And then you see these little red bands on each side. They're different colors for different size wires. But those red bands, or the blue or the green or the whites or any of the other bands, these bands are actually watertight. So as soon as you put this on, no soldering iron, no solder. You just get a heat gun. You put the wires together through here, and then you heat it. The solder melts the wires together, and then these bands on the end shrink and keep water out. And then the edges also shrink as well to keep everything watertight. Super simple. They don't take up a whole lot of room like butt connectors do. You know, butt connectors get all flattened and squashed and they look weird. These are nice, symmetrical. They do a great job, and I love them. If you're interested in any of the lights, I'm going to put a link to the lights that I used down below the video. Also going to put a link to this kit that my son got me down below too. It'll be on Amazon. Go check it out for yourself. Give me a few minutes. I'm going to whip this into shape. I'm going to put all my lights back together, and we're going to button this car up. And finally, after weeks of trying to figure out what was wrong and hunting down parts, finally, I can actually take this car out and enjoy it. So before I go and button everything back up, and I'm going to do the right thing and put lume over this, right? Some nice factory lume would look really good to clean up this mess. Let's make sure everything works like it's... What is this? What is this? What is that? This looks like it goes to the hood, right? Doesn't it look like it goes kind of right? Great. This, I don't even know what this is. It's got to go to a hood hinge though, right? It has to. It looks like it used to be secured. Great. I don't even know where this goes. This was shoved in the back of my engine. Just, you know, ready to catch on fire. Hey, no big deal, man. Great. Another part that I didn't take off, so I have no freaking clue where it goes. This is great, man. I keep telling you, like, the further I get, the more I get into this. Every time I think we're getting somewhere. It's... Okay. You know what? Let's start the car. Charge up the battery. She hasn't been run in a while. Okay, lights, yes, lights are working. Lights are working. Headlights are on. Brights are on. Everything looks good. Perfect. Did I just hear the air conditioning kick on? No, it's off. Okay, let's see if my idea for amber lights work. Let's see what you guys think. And they're sequential. I like that. I like that they're sequential. That's cool. Alright. Let's do hazards, just so we can see them both working simultaneously. Very nice. Very nice. God, those lights are... Those lights are insanely bright. Like, that's stupid. Let's turn the brights off. Parking lights. Why is it I swear I hear my air conditioning compressor kicking on? There's no AC on. Alright, well, I think it looks alright. These are crazy bright too though, man. Like, seriously. We're good? It's better than it was, guys. That's all I can say. It's better than it was. Things are working. Now I gotta start bolting everything back together. I'm gonna call that good. I'm charging up the battery for a little bit. Disconnect the battery again. I gotta do the third brake light, button all of this stuff up. I think there's a couple lights in here that I want to change. Like those. Look at that. They're like blue. I don't even... How the hell do you even get to those? We might not be changing those out, guys. I don't know how to get to those. But there are some interior lights, like right here. That one we could change out for an LED. That'd be nice, right? Ow! Jeez. Yeah. The one on the floor also could be changed out for an LED. I think that's fine. I've only got 4 left, though. So first we need to see how many we've got in the third brake light before we go switching all this over to LED. It's coming together, though, guys. I think I'm going to start buttoning it up, and we'll come back and take a look at her when she's done. Well, she's going back together, okay? And I've already found additional things that were wrong. As you can see, we've buttoned all this up. This light, it was great, because after I bolted this up, I'm sitting here adjusting everything. This light tried to fall out. The bolts were barely on the edge of this light, so I had to torque it down and seat it back in place. I got the fender adjusted, and then I noticed, looks like they took this out and painted it. You can see there's a lot of orange peel. There's a lot of debris, a lot of trash in the paint. So they took this cowling off, and when they did, they broke the hose for my windshield washer on this side. And I was like, it's fine. Honestly, this is small potatoes. You know what I mean? I probably have something over there I can use to fix it. Now I'm over here, and I tightened down the hood. Remember, the hood hinges were loose. I was tightening down the hood hinges, and I noticed there's something missing here. You know what I mean? It's like a hole, and that's when I noticed. Take a look at all the screws that hold the cowling in. They're clips, screws. They're not actually doing anything. I don't even think they're tightened. Yeah, maybe those are. No, that's not a crack in my windshield, right? No. Okay, I thought that was a crack in the windshield. Woo! That's an antenna. That's a radio antenna. Oh, okay. That would have... Oh, you know what? No, they screwed that one on. Okay, that one's on. Good. So as you can see, like, she's coming back together, all right? It's getting there. I'm going to have to do those clips and tighten those things down, and we got the dashboard back together. I installed the LED lights on the interior, which is nice. So, I mean, we're close. We're getting there. I still got to put all the lights in the back. I got to put the third brake lights in. But, I mean, she's getting there, guys. We're closer than we were when we started, that's for sure. Well, I think we've got it mostly back together. I want you guys to take a look at the wiring that I did in here. You remember how it looked before, right? Just stuff everywhere. Well, you know what? There's actually a couple bits of wire in here we need to get rid of. You don't want to leave pieces of wiring behind, especially if you're ever going to sell it. People are going to look at it and be like, oh my God. You notice how there's no mess in here anymore? If you look in here, you'll see that it goes back. I can't see what you can see, but it goes back into a wire loom. Same thing over here. I've got this nice and into a wire loom. All right, not perfect, but I mean, looks a hell of a lot better than the mess that was there before it. Everything is back together, guys. All the foam pieces and stuff they left out are well, instead of being stuck in the engine to catch on fire, I removed them. All the bolts are in and tightened. The broken line from a windshield washer, I fixed it right there. All the missing clips that were missing, you know, right there, you could see the difference between the factory clips and the new ones. All right, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total of those little push clips missing. That's all back together. I got all the lights buttoned back up. I did take out the third brake light. Turns out it's already LED. You guys aren't going to be able to see in there, but it's already LED, so that's nice. Although it sucks that I took it all apart for nothing. This is something I've been wanting to get done since I bought the car. This is awesome. This is a little module that I got from the Prowler store. Now, the Prowler store has another company called the Viper store, which is great because I have both. This little module has 4 wires: power, ground, and then a blue and white, which is a signal interruption. It interrupts the speed signal coming from the transmission and adjusts it based on dip switches. God, it's been so long since I've heard that name. There are dip switches you adjust based on what you're trying to get out, based on calibrating your speedometer. There we go. You adjust the dip switches until you get your speedometer right on track. Well, it just so happens that the Prowler store, they're the people that sold the gear set for this. Remember, it's got custom gears. Somebody had been into this harness before. They had installed this before. But what I found is after digging around, they had installed it. It's missing now. They took it and cut it out. But they were attaching the wires to the wrong places on the transmission computer. It's a miracle they didn't blow it up. So what I did is I read the instructions and I hooked it up exactly the way they said. There's the dip switches right there. So if it's not set exactly the way you need it to, you can adjust it by following these instructions right here. So I'm going to keep that. I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to hope that it's already pre-dip switched over to this. And before I go and try to make the wiring harness look all pretty, because I had to cut some things back, and find a place to permanently mount this, which looks like they previously had it mounted right here, which is a good place for it. But then we got to trim up all of these wires. So for now, it's going to sit down there. I'm going to clean up my mess, and by golly George, we are almost ready. Almost, not quite. Not quite, because I'm not done. I got to show you guys and see if there's any way I can fix this. I don't know that there is. We're going to hook the battery back up. I'm not going to tighten it down yet, again, temporarily, just to make sure everything is working and happy. Oh, I noticed this too. We've got some mismatched, where did it go? I found some mismatched bolts under here. So, oh, right here. Look at this. Look at that. That's like a little 8, and that's a 10. Totally different bolts. You can clearly see where the original one was. They just threw a random bolt back into the hood strut. So that's fine. By the way, I ordered new hood struts for this because using vice grips is just, oh, wow. There we go. You're just asking, begging for trouble. There we go. Oh man, the hood's closed. It's been a long couple days, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I've been here for almost 5 hours today, just buttoning all of this up, and I think we're close. We're real close. Got the LED lights on the interior there. Look at that down there, kind of nice, huh? Nice, brilliant, kind of bright white. I like it. I want to take this out of here. I'm going to show you where it goes. I don't know if I can fix this. That closes nicely. Man, I just aired the tires up. Let's check the lights one more time. Yeah. I thought, great. Why? I thought I was done. The light over here isn't working. Hey. Perfect. So now I got to go in there and address that. But take a look at how beautiful and bright these new lights are, man. Oh, it looks good. That looks really, really good. These lights are crazy bright. They're going to run cooler, draw less current. It's just overall better for the car. LED headlights, you know, and one of the things going to draw most power, other than like your blower motor, maybe your windshield wiper motors, it's going to be your headlights, man. So converting all of this to LED, it's going to be so much better. I think it looks great. Unfortunately, we've got, of course, after you bolt everything back on, right? That's when things are going to happen. So, that's all right. Where's the hood release? We'll go back in there. Do it again. When I come back, that's going to work. Told you when we came back it was going to work. Let's double check the hazard lights. I just want to make sure, now that it's all buttoned up, I want to make sure everything works. If this one doesn't work, this is why I wanted to check it out. That one's not working either. Really? Are they not supposed to unless the headlights are on? I'll bet that's what it is. I'll bet when you turn the headlights on. Nope. Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. Not in the mood, man. Not in the mood. All right. I'll take it. Everything seems to be functioning. I'll take it. Just give me a break, guys. Please. Give me a break. It's been a long 2 days. Okay. I'm happy. Good enough for me. Good enough for me. Let's turn the hazard lights off. I'm going to get this thing in the air, and I'm going to show you, and I don't even know if there's anything we can do to fix this. At least not today, not right now. I need to get it out, take it out for a test drive. I haven't driven this car, other than on and off the trailer. I have not driven this car at all since the accident when I brought it home. I want to try to get this put back where it goes, and hopefully then she's ready to take on a test drive. We'll use my GPS, test the speedometer, and with any luck, everything will finally work. All right, let me show you what this piece here goes to, and it's actually kind of important. If you see right here, it's hard to get you. Let me see if I can get you guys this way. Right here, you see this nut thing? You see how it's got a fork in it here? That actually slides. It's hard to see, but it actually slides in from the top and locks down, you know, like this. And then it's supposed to be held right here, but something that was there is broke, like a rivet. So you got to find something to put this back in place, and you got to be able to loosen the nut. At least I think that's how it goes. You slide the fork in between, then you tighten it down, and it holds everything in place, just like this one. Okay. Now, if you look over here, here's one, except it's not attached. Someone didn't even bother attaching it. Now this one is attached. That's how it's supposed to go. Over here, that one is attached, but again, we have one right here, not attached. And then this one right here, oh, this one's not really attached either, barely. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, there's tape from the paint place on the bottom of that there, so I guess they didn't install those very well. Look, there's more tape. Just, okay. All right, well, that's fine, right? It's fine. Give me a minute. I'm going to mess around with these things, and I'm going to try to get all this put back together, because that's the last thing to do before we take her out on a drive. Take a look underneath, though. I mean, if anybody doubted that it's got 30,000 miles on it, in fact, it's less than that, unfortunately, because the speedometer has been like 20 miles an hour over. It's actually been racking up more miles than the car actually has. I mean, everything absolutely beautiful. Look at that rack and pinion. No leaks at all. Everything looks great. man. Other than, this is a common failure point, the sway bar end links are trashed on this. That is super, super common. Somebody already put the new struts on. That's another common thing. It's got some performance struts all the way around. They're adjustable coilovers. You can probably see them pretty decent right here. With adjustable dampening too, which is really nice. There's your transaxle, everything. I mean, everything under here is absolutely beautiful. Factory exhaust, factory converters. We're close, guys. We're really, really close. So give me a second and we'll finish this up. You guys ready? See what you think? Take a look. That one is in. That one is in. And this one that was not in before is in. I ended up using a one of those plastic like rivets that I've got. That's not going to hold it long term, but it's there. That one is in too. Let's come over here and take a look. Same thing. That one, the fingers are in. This one, the fingers are in. And this one, the fingers are in. I really made sure to get everything back on here the way it should be. And if you take a look, you remember how this piece wasn't lined up? It was popped out. Look at it now. Looks nice. Okay. This means I can drop it down, put the ramps down, we can take it on a test drive. Are we ready? And I'm ready. I want to tell you straight up, I forgot my microphone at home today. I wasn't driving an hour back to the house to get it. All right, so however the audio comes out on this test drive, that's how it's going to be. Now, I've got an app on my phone which tells me my current speed. Well, except that currently it says I'm going a mile an hour and I'm not even moving. Anyway, it's called Speedometer. Super easy to remember. And I've had it for a long time. All right. Let's fire it up. Let's lower down the... There we go. Hopefully we got no warning lights on the dash. Everything is looking good. Oh, it's out of gas. Perfect. Let me buckle up. Let's get this thing out of the shop. I cannot tell you how excited I am to finally be able to drive this, knowing that I have brake lights and headlights and turn signals and all the parts I bought. I didn't even need them. It wasn't necessary. Here we go. I'll tell you what, man. This car gets looks. I mean, all the time. People stare and point. They take pictures. They'll stop and talk to you if you're out getting gas or whatever, man. It's a hot car. It's definitely something people notice. Here we go. We're gonna set the cruise when this thing gets to about, I don't know, 60. And speedometer's right on the money. Yes! Finally! Finally, the speedometer is right. This car is showing 28,000 miles on the odometer, and I promise you, it's not right. It's not right. The speedometer has been 20 miles an hour over the actual speed. So this thing has just been racking up miles, man, which is, it's quite unfortunate. But that is what it is, man. So it probably, I guarantee you, it's got no more than like 22,000 miles on it. But it is what it is. Cruise control's right here. Same cruise control. In fact, same steering wheel I think that I have in the Viper truck. We're gonna get her up to speed, 65. We're gonna set the cruise when the speedometer reads 65. And then we're gonna look down at the GPS. We're gonna see what it says. You ready? Here we go. Bring the thunder. That should be about 60. Oh, cruise control didn't work? Does it not work on this? No! I swear the cruise works on this. No! Cruise control doesn't work. Oh, that's unfortunate. I swear I've used the cruise control on this before. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna get it up to 60. I'm gonna hold it, and we're gonna look down at the GPS, and you're gonna see that it should be about right on the money. There is 60, 61, 62, 62. Speedometer is absolutely perfect. I'm going to turn you guys off and I'm going to enjoy myself a little drive. I think I've earned it. We made it back, and our fuel economy, I don't know if you can see it, but it's at 22.5 miles a gallon. Not bad. I am out of gas, though, unfortunately. Runs good, sounds good. It did the 10-mile trip with no trouble at all. I'm so happy to have my Prowler back. It's still a little bit of a work in progress, but not nearly as much as it was before we started this last couple of videos. So I guess to conclude, how do I feel about it now? Now that it's back, now that I'm driving it, now that I've been able to enjoy it again and everything is working like it's supposed to, am I still pissed off over? Yeah, I'm absolutely still very pissed off that for what I was promised, this is what I ended up getting. Don't get me wrong. Again, I'm gonna say this. When it comes to Mako, you have to remember a couple things. Number one, each shop is independently owned and operated. Okay, they're franchises. So just because you get good service at one doesn't mean you're going to get that good service at another one. Also, this was my first experience using this particular store. I usually go to the one in Oklahoma City, and that is the one I will be going back to from now on. I was going to take the 57 up there. I was going to take the 66 up there. That's not on the table. That's not going to happen. Now, I'll say this, okay? The body work that they did to fix the dents and stuff from the deer, phenomenal. They did a great job on the body work. As far as throwing a paint job on the car, I think they did good on the paint job. I think it's all the custom stuff that they started doing that really messed up this project. If it had been just left as fix the dings, dents, put it back together, and shoot a single coat of paint on it, you know, make it one color, I think it would have been great. Honestly. Now, there is trash in the silver. There are imperfections all over the car. That is not something that I'm too upset about. Okay, I'm upset about it because I was promised a paint job that was this was going to be a $25,000 paint job. That's what I was told. And I was going to pay $5,000 out of pocket. So I paid the $5,000 that I promised. I promoted the channel like I promised. And I was delivered something that's got fish eyes and trash throughout the paint and body panels that weren't lined up, things that weren't bolted on, missing bolts, missing brackets, missing clips, wiring that was cut and hacked into, mismatched LED lights. So basically a crapshoot. I'm not going to tell you don't use that Mako. I would never say that. Don't go to them. Don't use them. I wouldn't say that about them. They were nice people. Unfortunately, none of this impresses me. Not at all, man. When it first rolled out into the beautiful sunlight, and I saw that color, whoo! I ain't gonna lie. They got me, man. They got me. I was beside myself with this paint job. And I'm going to tell you right now, stand here, you guys probably looking at it thinking this thing looks damn good. And you're right, it does. I'm not going to lie to you, it does look damn good. But this is not a $25,000 paint job. This is not a $15,000 paint job. Okay, maybe that's how much time and labor and everything they got into it. This would not pass for that kind of a paint job, guys. There's too much trash and too many imperfections all over. There's a crack in my nose cone. There's these weird, like, spider web looking things going down this side too. That would never pass. With that said, for a Mako, oh hell, man. The paint, the colors, yeah, for Mako all day, every day. And that's the next thing I wanted to tell you. I love Mako. I've been using Mako for years and years and years, and I will continue standing by them unless they totally, like totally screw me, which I don't see that happening. Mako is a place that I like to go for inexpensive paint jobs, not for custom, professional, concourse quality paint jobs, guys. If you need a car painted, if you need a cheap paint job, you want to take something like this down there, you want to get it painted quick, you know, maybe in a couple weeks, you want it sprayed silver or black or orange or purple, you can change the color all day, every day. The Mako that I use in Oklahoma City, they'll happily do that, and they usually do that for me for, you know, like $800. no big deal. If you want dual stage, it's going to cost a little bit more, but I could probably get the same paint job for, $1,200. And if you guys go there and you tell them Randy sent you, it's the one off I-240 in Oklahoma City, tell Paul, Randy from Auto Auction Rebuild sent you. I promise you, Paul's going to hook you up and give you a great deal. They're going to take good care of you. What I would not recommend Maaco for is this wild custom work and electronics and changing, wiring and all. No. Go to them for a paint job. Don't expect a car that's going to be perfect. Even if you spend $5,000 on a paint job, you can't expect it to come back and be perfect. Period. And as long as you kept your expectations reasonable, I think you're going to be very happy with the quality and service that most of the Maaco locations are going to provide to you. With that said, remember that this particular location on this particular car, I was promised a paint job that I was told two different numbers. I was told by the guy that owns the place, I forget his name, but he talked to me. He told me he ended up paying for this paint job out of his own pocket, and he was pissed off about it. Like, he was not happy, and I was like, what are you talking about? It's like, okay, I don't know. He said that this whole YouTube thing is not his idea. He wasn't happy with it, and it ended up costing him money. And this is not Rick. This is some other guy, okay? Some other guy, I guess, owns the place, and the YouTube. I don't know. I don't understand the inner workings. That's not really. That's not my thing. Anyway, the guy that owns the place told me that this was a $15,000 paint job. That was when it was all said and done. He said this was a $15,000 paint job, and then Rick, he originally told me this was going to be a $25,000 paint job. I'm again, just one last time. This, even if that's what they think it is, this is not a $15,000 paint job. This is damn sure not a $25,000 paint job. No way, man. No way, no how. But for Maaco doing the paint job, I think it came out pretty damn good. The main thing that I'm pissed off about isn't so much the imperfections in the paint, although it sucks to look around and see all these little fish eyes and trash and stuff. Yeah, it sucks, but it's not the end of the world. The main thing for me is how they really screwed up. They really dropped the ball on cutting my wires, man. They cut into the wiring harness. They blew fuses. They left things not fixed. They had to know these lights weren't working right. You know what I mean? They had to know these lights weren't working right. Mixed LEDs with incandescent bulbs, and the hack job, and not putting the panels back together, the pieces that were missing from all over the car, mismatched bolts. They put things back together where they didn't belong. Anyway, I digress. It's done. It's over. The car, as far as I'm concerned, is finished. Now it's up to me to decide what I want to do with it. Am I going to send it down the road and sell it? Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just drive it and enjoy it for a while. I mean, hell, I've got enough labor and money into the damn thing. I ought to at least get to enjoy it. The weather's getting nice. It's about time to, maybe put a little miles on it. Maybe we'll come back and do a timing belt service on it, or I don't know. There's a number of things we could do. And sitting right next to it, which is kind of crazy, back in the day when auto manufacturers were doing cool, interesting, unique, different things, we got a Chrysler, because Plymouth was no longer in business. Sitting right next to it, 2004 Dodge Ram. That's back when it was still called Dodge. Dodge Ram SRT 10 Viper powered, baby. How about that? That's right. Dodge took an engine, which is really funny. They took the V10 out of their work trucks, and then they sent it off to Lamborghini. They had them rework it and turn it into a high-performance motor instead of a work truck motor. They put them in the Dodge Viper, and then they came back later on. They took it out of the Viper, and they put it back into a pickup truck. They called it an SRT 10 Ram. This truck, pretty rare, guys. Honestly, these are getting... There were only 10,000 ever made. I've got the one you want, though. Okay, this is the first generation, 2004. Okay, 4, 5, and 6, the only 3 years they made them. They only made 10,000 total through all 3 years of production. And only 5,000 of all of these trucks were ever made in the single cab. But the single cab is the only one that you could get this in. Oh yeah. You know what that is? It's a manual transmission. If you got the quad cab, you couldn't get a manual. It came with a transmission out of a Cummins. So, yeah, this is a pretty unique truck sitting right next to a pretty unique car. Oh, and don't think I left GM out. There you go, General Motors. They were doing some oddball stuff too in the day, like a pickup truck that's a Hummer. But yeah, on a 3/4 ton frame, I don't even know. I've got some fun cars out here. I love all of them. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching this video. Do me a favor, drop your comments below. Tell me what you guys think. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up button and consider subscribing to the channel. Till next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.